Across the city, the tents stretch everywhere. From Hollywood to Venice Beach, scenes from what could be a disaster movie, now a seemingly permanent fixture on the streets of Los Angeles.
Unfortunately, County of LA, City of LA, State of California, the entire country with COVID as well, homelessness is on the rise.
There were once a few people living in tents along the city's famous boardwalk. However, the pandemic fueled the rise of Americans without housing.
This issue is being faced in cities from across the country, from Santa Monica all the way to Washington, D.C.
I had a person who tell me we're only a paycheck away from being homeless.
Remember that we do have MCAP 56 in service today, available to respond if needed. That resource is available to us any day of the week.
We're usually one of the first line people to run into it and its effects.
We started to have a conversation was about switching the focus of homelessness, trying to be reactive through a law enforcement lens to more of a compassionate lens through fire. And so just knowing in the community, people respond to fire very different than they do to police.
This is a program that was brought to me by the fire chief, Fernando Pelaez. Our fire chief has been instrumental in the success of this project, and he's been the lead in ensuring that this project came to fruition.
I spent 34 years in this community, 30 years in the field. And I always felt there was always room for us to do more for our homeless population.
Unfortunately, one of the things that he said to us was a lot of the times that they were responding to calls, they kept going back to the same types of calls.
Throughout the history of the fire service, we've gone from just fighting fires to running medical aids. A lot of the times it's very easy for us in EMS, run on a patient and send them to the hospital and we don't have to think about them anymore. But then we run that call again an hour later or a day later, and it's an ongoing cycle.
So I felt that by looking at this program and this model, that we could better serve the vulnerable population and assist them and enroll them into services that are available.
I think this is kind of a progressive idea to actually solve the problem instead of just passing it on to someone else.
I've always had a theory is we got to take care of our own. And, looking at what our homelessness issue is in our city and how do we take care of our own homelessness issue, what are our initiatives? MCAP is doing that.
The Montebello Community Assistance Program, or MCAP as it's known, is a program that has been started by our fire chief, Fernando Pelaez.
So MCAP is a field-based program that is comprised of a firefighter, paramedic, a social worker, and a case manager. And they are out in the field doing outreach.
Basically to help those who are in need of shelter and to basically help our homeless community within the city. My role and involvement with MCAP is serving as the liaison between the fire department and the social work side of it.
And they are also available to assist 911 first responders when they are on scene of a call, and they are requested and they can show up on scene and are able to take over the call.
Hey guys.
Hey. How you doing?
We have a 52-year-old female. She's down there. She doesn't have any medical complaints. Just a little down on her luck. said that she needs some help. Told her about MCAP, how we can provide her some services.
And assist the patient and eventually enroll the patient into becoming a client, and they can assist them with the services that are available to them.
We really go out of our ways to see at the end that they get whatever it is that they need, which is if it's housing or if it's just getting an ID.
I think that part of why we do what we do has to do a lot with providing people a place of community.
And it's been a pleasure to actually come here in Montebello and implement this program here, embedded with the fire department, which is different.
There's so many pros that come out of the program that I really would encourage my colleagues to consider talking to us about this program and how something like this can work in their city.
It's very basic. It's helping people. That's what it comes down to.
Like any firefighter would say, I work to serve, and this is my way that I could help and serve my community.
Yeah, it was innovative, it was new, it was progressive, but I felt that we needed to try something in order to help the less fortunate, and it is yielding great results, and I am seeing a difference, and we are making an impact in people's lives, and I'm honored to have been able to be part of it.